Hey guys, evening and welcome to the stream. And what we're going to do is we are going to extend our mineral spawner and integrate it into the game a bit better. Now, what I'm going to do is let you see how it's looking. And I would say it's looking pretty much as I would hope, even without any tinkering with it, which I was going to do a bit more of, and we may still do that, but it is basically doing exactly what I want it to do, which is giving us a patch of connected minerals. Okay, now what we're going to have to do is when we spawn it, we're actually going to have to tell it at this point what type of thing we are going to spawn. Okay, so this part here is basically the part that spawns the the individual minerals. Okay, but in this case I'm going to spawn bauxite. Okay, now at the moment there is another way that the mineral is actually spawning, so we need to take a look at that because we don't want it spawning like that. Okay, so in effect what we're actually going to do is we're going to break this here right, and we're going to set the type actually no we're not, we're just going to go straight to here. So this is going to go straight to here, right? And we're going to pull it down. So that we can see what we're doing a bit better. And now, I believe that we should be setting this to bauxite, right? So we should just get bauxite. So we can test this now. And there we go. Okay. Then we can test it again. And we can test it with copper ore. And there we go. Right? So that extends our spawner again. Okay? So the next thing we've got to do is pick out where we're going to spawn. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of this out the way. Okay. and then the number we're interested in is here. Okay, so what we're actually, so now we're going to use our min max. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to create another one of these. Right, but this one is going to be last placed position. Okay. Now this is going to keep track of the highest. Actually, it only really needs, no. Well, let's work on it. Let's see how it goes. Right, so basically what we're going to be doing is picking these, right, but we're going to say between 1 and let's say 20, and if it's less than 2, right, what we're going to do is custom event, add a custom event, right, and then we're going to say draw patch. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to pass in a vector. So we'll call it position, and it's going to be a vector. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to plug this back in here. We're going to delete this. And then we're going to say draw patch. Okay. Then we're going to split this. We're going to draw it here and here. And then that's going to equal 2. Okay. And then basically this is going to go in here. And then this is going to end up with the position. And we're going to break it. And then we're going to go like that. Okay. And then we can run it. Okay, so that doesn't seem to be working. Or it's still doing it or something. is taking a heck of a lot longer. Okay. Right, so this is kinda going screwy. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this. Right, so this is draw patch. Right, now the interesting thing here is what I want to do is I want to add a breakpoint here, right? And I want to know what this number is. Because if it's what I think it is, that's interesting. 99. Right. Right, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to stop this for now. Please stop. Okay, it looks like it's losing its mind. We might have our first crash in a while. Okay, whatever. I'm going to let this see how it goes. Right. Okay, well that was a bit of an interesting concept. Need to wait on this one. Loading up again. Don't know where it'll have. If we've lost anything or not, don't know. I'm sure we'll soon find out. Okay. It's been a bit of a hard crash because it's not loading up. So we're gonna have to wait until it's ready, basically. Not one of the best moments, but hey ho, happens. As you can see, none of this is changing. So I'm guessing that we've lost a bit of work at least. Don't know how much, to be fair, but hey ho. Sometimes it happens. Come on. Come on. Let's see again. Here we go. Right. So we are back to... Right. So we do still have our draw patch. So that was basically the last thing we did. Right. And what we'll do now is we'll break this, right, and we'll go straight into here. So we're not doing as many loops, just to see if this actually works. And then what we'll do is we shall take that off, and we'll just do one. Okay. And then now that we've done that, what we shall do is in here, before we start this, right, we'll try a delay in here. So we'll say delay, and we'll give it 0.2 seconds, except we aren't going to do that. We're going to give it 0.1. We'll save that, then we'll press play. Oh my god. Oh no, that's okay. That's okay, because we're not doing that now anyway. Right? I should have left, well, can't leave that in, because basically I've removed the flag point. Right? But there's that. So what we'll do is we'll bring everything down. And we'll press play again. Right? We'll cancel that. Then we'll go to vehicle. Right? Then we're basically going to go to there. Right? And we'll gradually, this is because I removed the need for an AI vehicle at the moment. Right? It had a flag point, but we deleted the flag point because we didn't want the flag point. I am, however, kind of worried about this one. And where the error here is. Right, it appears this is okay. Interesting. Right. Right, so that's okay. We'll refresh the nodes. And we're going to guess that's right, but I don't think it is. So that's E num to E building type. So this would be 2 byte. Or actually no, it wouldn't be. Right, so we'll go to that. And then this goes in here. Now that's not going to be right, but we're not going to worry about that for now. Okay? We just want it back up running so that we can carry on with our spawner. What else do we have? Drag drop image. Okay. So this is going to be a very similar thing, I believe. Yep. Yep. So we're going to go category and save that. Okay. And I think we've got 2 more to go that we've got to fix up here. Inventory storage. Right. Same thing. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do that. Right, so there might be some of this that requires a bit of fixing, but you know, Sometimes it happens. So we should have one more to go. And I'm going to guess it's the same type of thing. Yep. Right. So actually this is building type. I'm going to save that. Right. And now we should be ready to go again. And what we're going to do is we're going to save all. And then we're going to press play. Continue. Right. Now, in theory, we should have worked. But apparently we didn't. Okay, whatever. Right, so if we go back to our minerals and our comp mineral spawner, if we do this, add breakpoint and press play, right, our position is 0. Our position is wait a minute. That only did that twice. Well, that's bizarre. And it didn't actually do it either. So we're going to delete. Right, we're going to stop this a minute. Right. So this is min x, min y, which okay, so we're going to multiply these by, right, so what we're going to do is we're going to drag this down, right, hey Ali Pie, how you doing, mate? So in theory, yeah, that'd be 10%, right? So our first one, yeah, I'm fine tonight. I started off with a lot of enthusiasm for this, but we've run into a few problems and it's kind of drained it away from me, to be honest. Right, so it's 0, 0, and that's it. It's literally only done that once. Which is bizarre. And the X right, how can X ever be nothing is the question. Right? Like, if we put this straight in, oh, we need to stop it. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this straight into here. Right? And we're going to resume this now. This might actually error. Right, so that's fine. And then we're going to add a breakpoint here. So we're going to resume. Our DT positions. Right, that's okay because that's manually done. Right, now we've got that. Resume, resume. .24, so that's right. Okay. Right. So we're going to put this back in. And we're going to say less than 3. Okay. Then we are going to press play and go. Then disable that, resume. Then we'll disable that, then we'll resume. And it said it's done it, but I'm no buying it. Because if it was done, it should have been down here. Right? It should be at a corner. Yeah, I'll find a way, don't worry. That's not my concern. My concern is it's just down being a bit weird. Right? And I was getting on so well this afternoon that I thought, yeah, we're going to carry on and this is going to be great and it's going to all work fantastic. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. Now, the only thing I can think of here is if... Right, what I'm going to do is we're going to start at position 5 and then our last position, yeah, we'll do this like this just now, right, so that we can tell what's going on. So that's going to be 5, right? And our starting position, right, so we've started a position at 5. So in effect, See, what I was thinking was it was all falling off the map, right? But apparently not. Right, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go to the map. Right. We're going to check where the start, there's the start, there's the end. Okay. So let's say we start here, right? What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to plonk something down there, right? And that gives us minus 20 by minus 20, okay? Okay. So, if we go back to here, right, and then we double click here, and then we join this, there's no such thing, they're all the same. They've just all got little quirks to them, and some things that are available in one version and not available in another. It really depends on, like, for example, Niagara starts, the Niagara particle system starts at 4.25, right? But 4.26 does not have a conversion from the old system to Niagara. But 4.27 does. Right, so basically I would say they get easier, or they get more fully featured the higher up the version goes, but obviously that kind of resets to a good degree with version 5, right, because everything's not implemented in version 5 yet. So it really all depends. Okay. And wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, that's right. Right, so we're going to make a vector. Right? And it's going to be minus 20,000, minus 20,000. Right? And then we're going to do this and do this and save that. Then we're going to remove our cube, and then we're going to press play. And if I am right, we should have okay, we don't. Well, that's weird. Wait a minute. Is it because of copper ore? Don't think so, but we'll have a look here. This would be mental if it was because I set it to copper ore and the copper ore wasn't working right. Right, so it's not because of the copper ore, right? Because it's still not here. Are you agreed on that? Right, so what is that? Right, we don't know what this is. Apparently it's a cube. Now, the crazy thing is, enable breakpoint, right? We'll go for it again. It's not even hitting this. It's not even hitting that. Okay. Enable that breakpoint. Stop it. Run it. Right, so it's hitting there. Step over. Eh? Have I lost these? Oh, I'm an idiot. Right, hang on a second. Don't tell me. Do not frickin' tell me. I'm going to be devastated if I've lost the data table. Oh my god, I've lost the data table. Oh. God damn it. I've lost the data table. Unbelievable. So that's 0, 0, 0. Base chance to spawn 100. Ring number 0. Has spawned, we don't set it. It's not got a thing. Add again. Right, and this is going to be 0, 1. Now, I'm just wondering here if I can bring this back. Right, let me have a look. Right, here we go. Recovering a game. Right. So we're looking in auto saves. Right. So this is me going to try and recover to see it's not looking good, I can tell you that. Minerals. DT. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to rename this. Now if we lose this, it doesn't actually really matter because we've got nothing anyway. Right. So I'm going to do that. and then I'm going to copy it, and then we're going to go into here, content, blueprints, minerals, and then I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to replace it. Right, so I can't do that right now because this is open. Right, but what we're going to do is we're going to paste this, we're going to replace it, then we're going to minimize it, then we're going to come in here, library, then open it again. And if this works, then we should have brought it back from the dead. Right, so now if we look in here, yay, look at that, they're all back. Right, so in theory, interesting. Right. Okay. But what I'm thinking is that in here it might have reset our stuff over here. Well, not quite magic yet. We're not 100% out the woods, because this never goes as easy as you think, right? Especially, it's going to be easier with a data table, right? But if it's a reference-ridden blueprint, then it's rather horrible to try and get it back like this. So you can see that it doesn't kind of like it. Right? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a breakpoint here, and then I'm going to check what this actually says. And it does have positions this time, right? And if we go in here and enable this breakpoint, we should be able to see what this number is. Minus 20,000, minus 20,000, and that's right for the first one. Right? Now, Now I could be going the completely wrong way here. And there seems to be something weird going on. Don't ask me what it is, but right, there's something weird going on here. It has spawned these. The problem is, I don't know where or why. Right, it says it spawned that one at 20,000, 20,000, right? And then that one's going to be 500 out. So it spawned like 10 different minerals. Right, but for whatever reason, it didn't. Right? And the only reason I can think of that is that in here, but this is still okay. Copper ore, bauxite, so that's okay, right? So the only thing I can think of here is this is not actually spawning anything. But it is. Well, we can check if it's hitting here, can't we? Right, so we hit here. We've definitely got our values. Step over, step over, step over, step over, step over. Resume. We come into here. This is rock C, so it should do that. That's 82. Well, that's weird. Well, actually it's not weird because these are relatives, okay? Right, and this is getting set, which is fine. Okay. Right. I'm just wondering if these are getting spawned like somewhere else. But they shouldn't be. And there's the minerals there. Right, that's weird. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do, right? Right, this is getting weird. What we'll do is we'll go to mineral. In fact, we'll not. We'll go to map. Right? And basically what we'll do is we'll go to our minerals, and basically what we'll do is we'll drop one in, right? Then we'll say that it's bauxite, and then we'll say minus 20,000, right? And then we'll say minus 20,000. Okay. And then we know that it's over here. Right, so here it's here. So if we press play, we resume, right, we should see our mineral over here, but it's not there. It's just not there. Okay. So what we'll do is we know that it's here. Wait a minute, wait a bloody minute. Is this because of some sort of post-process or something that's not rendering? Is that? I'm not buying it, right? But let's find our mineral. Yeah, I thought that was out there. So we looked in the, well, no, because the camera's facing a different direction, right? But if we press play and resume, right, we should be going up this way. Right, so there is our mineral. Okay, so our one mineral is working. but our others aren't. So I can only assume that we aren't passing it a type, but we put the type there. Right, so that's okay. Oh, that's got an extra 0 in it. Don't tell me this is a problem. Oops. Right, so we're going up this way. What a goofball. What an absolute goofball. Okay, time for a break for 2 minutes. I'm going to go and grab a cigarette. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like and subscribe. I shall be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll get back on with this. Alright guys, we're back. Once I remember what buttons to actually hit here. Right. So we've got this. So now we can start looping because we know, at least we know that it's actually doing something. Right. So we can stop that for now. And this one we can delete. And we'll just try it to make sure it's okay. Right, so we should have, there we go, we have our patch. Okay. And we don't need to do anything with that, but what we need to do is go back to our comp mineral. Right, and we need to plug this back in here. And what we'll do is we'll say, we'll delete this. Now we're going to step here, but we're going to do, let's say, to 20. Okay. And this is going to give us, well, it's giving us 56 blotches, right? So these are going to be doubled up on each other, okay? Which is okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to say do not spawn. We're going to save that. We're going to say play. And that's it's an interesting concept. So we're not going to say do not spawn. We're going to say spawn. Right. And the next thing is we're going to write another function, and we're going to say return or type. Okay. And this is going to be or type. And then this is going to be or apparently we don't have an or type. Alright, so we're going to have to find out what that other thing is in BP mineral. Right? And it's this one here. E items. Okay? So this is going to be E items. And we might actually need to change this. And what we'll do is we'll add a local variable, and we'll say temp or type. and it's going to be an E item. Okay, and then we'll say random integer in range. This is just to give us a start that we know we're going to do this, right? And then we're going to say 1, then we're going to say equals, then we're going to say branch, then we're going to say that, we're going to say that, then we're going to set this to box height, then we're going to set this to the OR type. Basically the reason I'm doing this function right now is we're going to have to expand it anyway for all the different other OR types. So this gives us one place to do that. Right, and this is going to be called per OR. And we're going to do that. We're going to save that. And then we're going to go back to our event graph. And we are going to return OR. And we're going to join that up to, we're going to join that to there. And then our OR type is going to go in here. We're going to save that, right? And now what we're going to do is we're going to say 5 there, and then that is going to be -5, and then what we're going to do is drop that in there. We're going to drop that in there, and then we don't really need this. This is just going to tell us how many it does, and we'll drop that in there. And that's not really worked, has it? What I'm wondering is, let's do that again, because that might be right. Right? We might have actually just missed out on looking at the right place for this. No, it's not right. It is not right. So what we want to do is add a breakpoint here, then add a breakpoint here, run it, right? And then what we want to do is we want to check this index. Except it's not going to tell us, apparently. Right, now I'm going to stop that, because there is a way to do this without the step thing. Ah, right, okay, whatever, we do that. It's 5 to that, and we do step 5. Okay. And well, let's say it's a 50% chance, right? And we do have to do that, doofus. Right, we'll disable that. And let's see what we've got up here. And it's still doing weird stuff. Right, I'm going to put this back for now, right? This is doing really weird stuff. Right, now what I'm going to say here is I'm going to get this see, I want a division, but I want a remainder. I can't remember what that particular thing is. You'd think it would be like divisible. Modulo. Five. Right. Want the modulo divided by 5 and then equals 1. Then branch off that. Right? And through that. Save that. And go. Now that's kinda right. Have we got anything else? Apparently not. Right, so what we'll do is we'll enable breakpoint. We'll press play. So that's one patch. That's 2 patches. Right, and our X value is at 19,000. So that was only 2 patches. And it's drawn them on top of each other. Right? So let's stop that and draw it again. Step over. Our first X is 22,000. Okay. Resume. So we're at 22,000 and then 19,000. Right, so these should definitely be apart. Resume that. And that's it. Right, so that should have been 22,000 and 19,000. Right? So what we actually want to see here now is where this is spawning. Right? And then we want to see where, if anywhere, we actually spawn our rocks. Right? So I'm guessing these are a relative position. Right? So we step over there and then we get the X position 22, 24, 500. Right? Resume. That's changed. I'm an idiot. God, I'm an idiot. And we need to plug this back in. Neither wonder it wasn't working. Resume that. Oh, I only done that once. So press play. Right, and we're going to stop this. And we're not going to do that at all. Resume. Step over. Resume. Resume. 21,500. Resume. 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 Right? and this is 2100. Is that the same thing there? $20,500. So it's, yeah, so that's okay, because sometimes it's going to fail. And we're now at 19,000. Now at 18,500, right? We're going to stop this for now, right? And we're not going to give it as easy a chance to spawn, right? So we're going to say is less than 3. So only 1 in 5 should actually spawn, right? That's 2, 3. Right, so it spawned 3 according to that. Right, and that was kind of right. So we'll stop that for now, right? And our Y we'll say this is going to be 5. Save that. Right, and we'll disable that. Disable that. Resume. Disable that. Resume. And we should start getting interesting. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to let everything spawn. Okay? If we let everything spawn, then we should basically get everything inside from 5 to 20. Oh, actually, neither wonder that wasn't doing it right. Should be 5 to there. Now, right, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there. We're going to leave our step size at 5. Right, we're going to do that. And then everything else, we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. We're going to save that. We're going to press play. And in theory, there we go. right? So that's basically given us everything we want. It's too much, don't get me wrong, it's too much, but that's given us what we want, right? So now all we need to do is basically plug in the same thing for our Y. So we just duplicate that. We can forget about that and that, right? This can go here. Oopsie. So this can go in here. Okay, apparently we don't do it that way. This can go in here. Right, and this goes in here. Then this can go here. And this goes here. And this could actually be 3, to be fair. But we'll keep it at 5 for now. We're saying step size 5. And then our index goes in here. And then we press play. This might take a minute. There we go. So it's drawn 4,000. So we're going to stop that. And now we're going to make it a sensible number. So if we make that less than 3, right, and it's done 1,000. Okay. I mean, even that actually seems quite a lot, right? So we'll change it to 2. And now it's only done 330. Now what we should be doing here is it seems to put them all on top of rocks. Right, the next thing we're going to do is, that was 330, right? And then if we draw the patch and we say do not spawn, we save that and we press play. Then we're down to 208. Now it looks to me like some of these are spawning. Some of these seem to be hitting something, but I don't know what it is. Right? Right, they're definitely not. It seems to me that they must be hitting. Because look at this, these are all spread out and a bit nonsensy, right? So I would like to know what these are actually colliding with. Right, I'm going to stop this and then we'll set it to set this back to default. Right, we've got 377. Right, so that's quite cool. Right, and that's looking good. And there's a wee bit down here as well. Yeah, that's looking great the way that's doing it. It's absolutely perfect. Right, so what I'm wondering is, right, if I stop this, right, and just for a laugh, right, if we say that's 10, right, and then we say if it's collides, do not spawn, I'm just wondering if we're going to get, see, we're getting the same thing again. Right? Ah, I can only assume, right, that it's because they're kind of spawning against each other. Right? So what I'm thinking here is, right, if I look in here, right, and I go to the mineral, and then these things here don't go from minus 250 to 250, right? What I'm thinking is if they go from minus 240 to 240, okay, then if we do it this way, they might not actually conflict with each other. Are you with me? So if we do this, then they might not conflict with each other, is the point. Or they would certainly conflict with each other a heck of a lot less, put it that way. Right, we're going to undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that. And we're going to leave them as they are. And we're only going to do... So we're going to leave them as they are. So the only actual ones we want to do here are these two, believe it or not. So there wasn't much foresight went on there. Oh, and even that's not right. We only want to do this one. So in effect, we'd even better just typing in 240, 240 twice. Anyway. Who's to know? So now if we go back to here, we say do not spawn. And these are still the same. So that might not be enough, right? So what we'll do is we'll go into here and we'll change these to 200. In fact, this might actually do nothing to help when I think about it. Because we spawn it and then draw them, right? So we're just going to go 250, 250, then we're going to go 250, and 250. And I think what we'd have to do is clear these up after the fact, right? So in our event graph, we'd have to check here if it's actually colliding with anything, right? Right. So what we'd have to say is self, get a reference to self, right? Then is we'd have to say overlapping actors. Get overlapping actors. Then we have to say for each. Then we'd have to say cast to BP mineral. right? And if the cast fails, destroy actor self, right? And then complete would go in here, then that would go in there, and then this would go in here. So let's try that. And it's still doing it. So in theory, right, we need to go back to here. We say default, then we resume. Right now, interesting thing is, those aren't doing it there. Right. Now the interesting thing is if we've got, well, we've got none round about there. We've got some mountains over here, but nothing was done there, right? And they are spawning there. And they did spawn there. That's bizarre. Okay, so whatever. So when we begin play, are we getting overlapping actors? Apparently not. It's never destroying any because of this, right? Okay, whatever. Well, we'll just ignore that for now then. Plug that directly in there. And not worry about it, I suppose. Right, and on that note, we've kind of got things working. It's not perfect yet, but it's certainly looking reasonable. We are spawning various types of stuff. Right, they are here. They are definitely there. Right, so if you've enjoyed the stream, hit the like and subscribe, and check out the description for ways to support the channel, including adding my previous game to your wish list and joining the Discord. So I shall see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. Bye bye for now.